one of our panelists. Some of you have already heard him intervene in the last discussion. It's Pablo from Madrid, Pablo Prieto. He represents this popular movement of the Puerto del Sol, which started on 15 May 2011 as a spontaneous sort of group meeting or sit-in or sleep-in or whatever it was at the time, but which has turned to become this huge movement of indignados which has swept throughout not just Europe but the world, even taking and occupied Wall Street. So Pablo, I start with you. Of course, you say that with your movement you're very proud to be incorrect and disobedient. So I'm not sure if you're going to follow the 5-minute limit which I set for you, or whether you're going to set up now a protest movement. But I take the risk and I give you the floor first. What's the issues at stake? Okay, please.
So I try to obey. Hello?
Surprise.
Hello? Can you? No? Yeah? Okay, so I don't know, let's do this a little interactive if you don't mind. I want to know how many of you have heard of the Occupy movement or 15M movement. Do all of you know about it? Yeah? More or less, so I don't have to explain what it is? Okay. But many of you may not know that the Occupy movement started in Madrid. It started after a big anti-capitalist demonstration. It was fine. The demonstration was very, very good. Then it finished. People went home. But then the police started hitting on innocent people. So we were outraged by that, and we didn't know what to do. And we just decided to spend the night. Me and about 30 people decided to spend the night on the square to protest for that. And we unwillingly created this movement, which is, you must know, it is not a social movement, actually. It's called movement, it's not. We have no members, we have no symbols, we have no list of demands, we have no final objective, we have no common ideology. It is not a social movement. So what we created is a set of popular assemblies, local assemblies in each neighborhood. So each of those assemblies work for their neighborhood, and they're very, very, very effective. They do a lot of stuff, good stuff for their neighborhood, and every once in a while they get together, the ones who want to do a bigger action, to do a common thing. Another different thing about us is that we don't fight for freedom. We actually fight for less freedom. We want more regulation, less freedom. And we accept no money donations at all. So that makes us sort of different. We're not a lobby, okay, because we don't fight for individual or profit. We actually fight sometimes against our own will, our own ideology for the common good. So what do you do when you have a law that you don't like, that you want to change? Well, you lobby against it. You gather all the people who feel like you and lobby against it. That we have been doing it for many, many years, more or less effectively. But what we found out is that there were so many little lobbies. There was like the environmentalists, the equal rights, labor conditions, corruption, whatever. Every little group was fighting for a different thing. And what we realized on May 15th was that those little struggles, those little fights, were branches of the same tree. You went down, 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 and there was one single tree, which was the system. No? Now it's the moment when you ask, but what is the system? What do you mean by the system? So I want to ask you something. I would like to, if it's not too childish, to have your hand raised. Those of you who make less than 30,000 euros a year, raise your hands. Okay, good. Less than 20,000. Okay, less than 15,000. All right. So we can say you are rich, basically, compared to the world average, right? Do you agree on that? Are we all rich? How about another question? Which one of you Who of you think that Europe is a democracy? Raise your hands, those of you who think this is a democracy. Whoa, not many. Not many. Okay, the answer to your question is very simple. You are the system. Okay? This is not, it's not it's a positive criticism. I just want to point out that we all have a bit of responsibility. But, money, the system works like that. Money has been moving around ever since it was created in many different ways, like in circles and many different shapes and flows and triangles. But if you zoom out, you get the whole picture, and the picture has the shape of a funnel. Okay, you know funnel? That's the way, the net flux of money in the world. This has been, it goes from the 99% to the 1%. From Africa to Europe, from the poor to the rich. It's always like that. From Europe to tax havens. That's the way, that's the direction of money. And this has been always like that. And it has been okay. People have been living on with that, no problem. But ever since the 70s, in the last 3 or 4 decades, this has gone crazy. This rate, the rate of money flux and power flux has gone crazy. And the whole financial system and banking system has become a parasite of the world. Has become not only a parasite, but a bad parasite, because good parasites make sure that their host is okay and it's healthy, so they can suck their blood okay. Bad parasites kill their host. So now we're at that point when we have the risk of the parasite killing the host. All right, so we have the example in Spain of how powerful this parasite has become. All political measures in Spain have, in the last 3 or 4 years, have been towards giving more power to the rich and less power to the people, what we call the people, die Leute. And also, and the best and the worst part of it is that they didn't ask us to do it. They didn't ask. They changed the constitution without asking the people. They did all sorts of really harmful stuff without asking the people. That's not a democracy. The same about Europe. Did you choose the members of the European Commission? Did you choose Christine Lagarde? Did you choose I don't know, the European Bank and the IMF, the organisms, the international organisms that rule the world, that make the decisions are not chosen by the people. They're not democratic. Governments are chosen by the people, but governments have less and less power every year. They're on the way to become just an ornamental thing. So what do? How do we kill the parasite? Or first, do we need to kill the parasite? Parasites are not all that bad. I'm a biologist, and I know that parasites have a very important ecological function. So it's okay for the parasite to be there. We just have to weaken it. We just have to regulate it. So, and get the power back. The power they took from us, it belongs legitimately to us. And we have to take it back. We have that responsibility. So we cannot expect the system to kill itself, to go against itself. And we cannot expect the system to work against the crisis. The system loves crisis. That's, the best moment to make money is when there's blood on the streets. They all know that. So we have to do it by ourselves. Political parties, I don't think they are able to do that. Political parties are part of the system. All political parties I know owe money to private banks. They are possessed by private banks. And they have no interest in changing that. So we have to do it from outside. We have to do it from the street. We have to protest, we have to disobey, and we have to break the law. that's it. I mean, there's ethics always comes above the law. And if ethics and law come in conflict, I choose ethics, always. All right, so so one objective we have is to turn the financial system into a public service and make it serve us instead of us serving them. That's the whole point of it. I don't know, there's many things. This is being really fast, but one thing, one other thing we can do, and just pointing out many different things, is it's very important to keep internet free. Internet is maybe our last weapon, and it is democratic, and it works. And they will probably want to take it over. It's important that we preserve the internet and that we keep it free and democratic. And then most of all, you have to remember one phrase, and you have to be ready to say it at any time. This goes for people, for NGOs, for companies, for media, for everyone. The phrase is, I don't want your money. I don't want your money, give it to someone else. You have to be free of, because nobody gives money away. They buy you. They buy something with that money. So it's important to have that in mind, and to I live in an abandoned building. I don't have possessions. I don't have a bank account. There's no way they can buy me, at least not with money. They have to find another way. And so all the struggle is to be able to be strong enough to not being bought. Okay, so just very fast. The red light. We have to choose between two options, two incompatible options. We have to choose between money and ethics. We have to choose between democracy or capitalism. And that's a tough decision, and that's a very brave decision, but you have to take it, you have to do it. You have to, if you really want to help, you can do it from the inside, but there's a lot more to do from the outside, and from the outside you can be free and you cannot depend on anyone. So that's your decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Pablo. I don't want your money is a new approach for us. We are known so far with the expression, I want my money back. So it's a new sort of,
I want my dignity back.
Good. Any immediate reactions to Pablo at this stage? Everybody happy and in agreement? Someone in the back, you agree? You don't agree? Good. Please, if you want to say something? Yeah?
Fomenting words I think I would advise Mr. Prieto to go to a very decent political science school and organize his thinking, and then come back in a couple of years to Alpbach.